Hey everyone, Andy Grossman here with Athlon Outdoors. Firearm sales hit record numbers across the entire country. Many of those new sales were first-time firearms owners. So I would like to take this time to welcome all of you new firearms owners to the 2A community. Owning a firearm is a huge responsibility, and it is imperative that every firearms owner learns at least the basics and understands the basics before even hitting the range with that new gun. This is why I wanted to take some time to run all of you guys through safe handling of firearms and some basic firearms skills. Although the fundamentals are all the same, I wanted to break this video into 3 parts: pistol, shotgun, and rifle, so that whatever you purchased is a specific video specifically geared towards that purchase. Today, we're going to talk about shotguns. Although shotguns have many uses, we're going to talk about the personal defense side of shotguns rather than the hunting side. Before we even touch our firearms today, it's crucial that you learn and understand the 4 basic rules of firearm safety while shooting. Number 1, treat every gun as if it were loaded. Number 2, never point it at anything you're not willing to destroy. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And number 4, know your target and what's beyond it. Although a shotgun is an amazing home defense tool, I don't personally utilize one for my home defense needs. All my shotguns are more set up for hunting, sports, stuff like that, shooting clays. So I borrowed my buddy's Mossberg 500, much more tactical setup, perfect home defense style shotgun for this situation, just so that I could show you guys how this stuff works for the video. Let's cover the main parts of a shotgun. So a shotgun, you have your stock, you have your receiver. This one has a pistol grip on it, actually, that's attached with the stock pretty much. You have your forend, you have your barrel. This is a heat shroud above this barrel just for kind of looks and to keep the heat away. Your magazine tube. So this one has a tube, so the rounds are loaded into this tube. Your trigger, obviously part of your action inside that makes the gun go boom. And then what you see when you move that is your breech bolt. That is your bolt that comes in that contains the action as well. This gun happens to have a Surefire light on the front, so if you turn that light on, obviously you can illuminate dark hallways, set up for personal defense again with a Trijicon RMR on top as well, so it has a little bit of optic instead of just your normal front bead sights. This also has backup iron sights, so there's quite a few different methods to this one. Also has a manual safety on the back here, so make sure you understand your firearm, if it has safeties, if it doesn't have safeties, all the extra features. This one's obviously pretty decked out for home defense. So now, guys, I'd like to show you guys the proper grip of a shotgun. This shotgun here has a pistol grip, so it's very easy to grip. It's just like your pistol, your AR-15 or rifle if you have one. It's very, very similar to that. So with this, you want to grip this gun. Forehand is obviously on the pump so that you can load the next round in. And you want to grip with your hand nice and tight, hold on tight to that grip, and you shoulder that thing just like this. So I'm looking down this Trijicon RMR, perfect little red dot for me for home defense. I can flip my light on here if I want to, nice and easy, no problem at all. This has the adjustable stock as well, so you can adjust that. If you don't have a normal pistol grip, it's a very similar grip, guys. Just make sure that your hand is nice and tight on there, fingers always off the trigger, gun's always pointing in a safe direction, and your front hand is going to be your support hand, and you'll be able to shoulder that gun just like this. This is a Mossberg 500 pump action shotgun, set up for home defense, obviously. What you have to do is you have to hold on to that foregrip, or that forend, and actually physically pull that next round in, as opposed to a semi-automatic shotgun where you fire a round, the next round's going to go. You just have to load the single round. This one, you have to actually pump that thing every single time and bring a new round in. So what that does is it gives you that universal get the hell out of my house sound that everybody knows. But what you can see is happening there is that breech is coming forward and it would be grabbing a round. So we'll show you that in a second and be able to actually see that round getting loaded into that breech. Now, one thing to keep in mind, guys, is that when you are practicing at home with your pump action shotguns, there's going to be a small safety. This one has a trigger safety as well, but it also has this small safety that you have to depress in order to load that next round in or to practice with that slide or with that forend. So make sure you guys understand how your gun specifically works and how to practice with that. The more practice you have at home, the better off you're going to be at the range or in a defensive situation, obviously. Dry fire practice with this gun is super fun, super easy, especially with this Trijicon RMR on this thing. You're going to bring that gun up, shoulder it, make sure that that stock is right in the crook of your shoulder there, as you can see. You bring that gun up, and my finger's off the trigger. Thing is closed. So now if I want to dry fire, I would turn the safety off, and now I can pull that trigger. Take your finger off the trigger, rack another round technically in, bang. I'm going to show you guys how to actually load the tube of your shotgun. So we have a 12 gauge buckshot here from Remington. So what I'm going to do is I actually push that in, and I don't know if you guys could see that. Actually push that shell into there like that. So what that's doing is it's actually collecting inside there and it's pushing those rounds up into that tube. So now if I wanted to, the safety is still on this gun obviously. If I wanted to load a round in, so now the breech is back, you can see that round sitting in the holder there, and as I come forward with that round, you can see it loaded right into the gun. So now, with that round being in there, I have a hot round in that gun. This gun is now hot, ready to go. So if I wanted to unload, all I do is face the breech in a proper direction, and I will rack that slide. It pulls that round out. Now you can see I loaded 2 rounds, so there's another round in there. So again, straightforward. This gun is now hot, ready to go. Pull that round out just by opening that breech back up. As you guys can see, shotguns are very simple creatures. There's not a whole lot to them. They're smooth bore, very good for home defense. Make sure that you understand your gun, though, in order to use it properly. Remember, owning a firearm should be fun and enjoyable when done correctly. It's all about becoming and staying familiar with your firearm, understanding the function while respecting the actual power of that gun. As always, remember to practice safe handling of your firearm at home or at the range. Doesn't matter where you're at. It's always safety first. You as the gun owner are responsible for that gun and where that projectile is flying at all times. That new purchase that you just made one day could save your life, but it also could be very dangerous without training. You must understand how your firearm functions, how it feels when firing a live round, also how it feels when you have a malfunction and how to clear those malfunctions. You have to hit the range often and become very comfortable with your gun in order to safely and effectively use it in a self-defense situation. I've been a firearms instructor for over 13 years. I had thousands and thousands of students come through my classes. I beg you to find quality training from a reputable firearms instructor in your area, at least for your first couple times out at the range. Make sure you get yourself some quality eye and ear protection and a good range bag to carry all your gear to and from the range in. I truly hope that this video has been helpful to you guys, and again, I'd formally like to welcome each and every one of you personally to the 2A community as safe and responsible gun owners. Make sure you guys stay safe, have fun, and enjoy that new gun.